What's up, everybody? Yeah, here we are. Got some rain coming in from that tropical storm that got Florida pretty bad, guys. So praying for you people down there. Hope for the best on everybody and get fast recovery. Got a great governor down there, Ron DeSantis, who's a wonderful organizer, and I have confidence that things will smooth out. It's nothing easy about that, but, you know, we've had some bad ones over here as well. We're far enough inland where we feel a lot of the hurricanes that come in from the east. If they come straight in at us, we can get pretty good damage. The ones that come up through the United States, like up through the Florida Panhandle, we just usually get the rain off of it. So that's a blessing. But I'm far enough inland where it takes a big one. Like Hugo really did some damage this far inland. But otherwise, we're pretty well safe. The mountains kind of stop the tornadoes action. We don't get many tornadoes here. So this is actually, aside from the weird, excessive, like, which has always been this way since I could remember. It's always been humid heat. You get a lot of humid heat because we do catch the eastern winds off of the ocean. So we got humidity off of that, which makes for some fun thunderstorms in North Carolina. But anyways, I'm not a meteorologist. I don't have any pronouns. So best I could tell you is, if you're just tuning into this channel for the first time, I got some good articles though that maybe you'd want to see that could help you out and guide you in the direction of where towards, like, you know, whoa, this is crazy, guys. But if you've always been here, big thumbs up for you people, because I appreciate all the wonderful subscribers who've been here since day one. Well, 2 thumbs up. Everybody gets a 2 thumbs up. Let's give everybody 2 thumbs up. Everybody gets a trophy. We get 2 thumbs up. We love it, guys. And I really appreciate all the new subscribers. Anyhow, let's just kind of get a climate of what's going on here. Let's flip over to these articles. Let me make myself small here and get out of the way as I smoothly transition over here to out of the way, because, you know, my producer over here, we'll get looking at him. All right. 34-year-old Democrat. So this Democrat goes rogue, abandons party after realizing just how bad things have gotten. And things have gotten pretty bad. At least as far as what the lockstep movement of the Democrats, whether it's good, bad, or whatever, they just are going to be stuck together like glue with very little recourse in what's going on here. But it says here the Biden regime may have precipitated the mass exodus from the Democratic Party, far from what instigated it. And I do recall Biden at one point talking about how there may not be a Republican Party by the time his presidency's over. And, you know, we were thinking, what are they going to do? Just have one party? And that's kind of what came to mind. And I think that was what they had in mind. They were going to get rid of the Republican opposing party, and then they would have no political opposition. And they're going to do this through lawfare and propaganda, which they're attempting to do right now. But I think what's ended up happening is the Republican Party may not be existing anymore, but it'd be something a whole lot different, and it would be a whole lot better. It'll be geared more towards making America great again. Does that make any sense, guys? I don't know where I'm going with that, but FBI whistleblowers. Let's see here. Alleged that agents who kneeled in solidarity to BLM protesters were promoted to a higher rank. So they were all like, okay, look here, Karen. Look here, Stephen. Susan. Deborah. And there's Calvin. We got Calvin right here. And there's Trevor and Brock. Okay, you guys go out there and give us a good photo op right there. We've got something in the works for you guys. And they're like, ha, no problem. We're a diversity hires of 0 more. By the way, if there was a drug rate, I'd want that one chasing me right there. I could outrun that one. Anyway, I'm sorry. I shouldn't go there, but I did. But that's what you get when you have diversity hires. You're going to have situations like this where this is not protecting the people. This is not protecting the people. And history repeats itself. College leftists create new Jew-free zones on Berkeley campus. This is where the home of free speech, by the way. Free speech doesn't come from a simple declaration. It's a process of engagement. And UC Berkeley provides itself the home of free speech. According to UC Berkeley website, free speech is UC Berkeley's most cherished values, is both part of our legacy as a home for free speech movement, as well as are central to our academic mission. Of course, this may have been true at one time, but that was before modern-day Marxist left took over academia. Okay, So 9 different Berkeley students groups recently banned Jews who support Israel from speaking on campus. This happened. This is happening across the U.S. today, by the way, and it's like history repeating itself. I agree. I'm reading this article a little bit here, but now there's Jewish-free zones because of such, and they exclude Zionists at the state university. And I know a lot of Zionists, like Zion churches, are African American based. Actually, Berkeley law students are doing this, by the way, and it's weird because that's supposed to be the home of free speech. But anyway, I'll digress on that. Kind of shows up what's going on there. So Seattle Children's Hospital vows to keep performing gender surgeries on children. They're going to scoop those parts out. They're going to split those things. They're going to wrap those things. And you know what? Then they've got medicine for it after you goes all, you get what you want done, or what you think you want it because you were way too young to decide for yourself. This is what happens. I'm reading this article. While hospitals claim to only perform genital surgeries on patients over 18, the Seattle Children's Gender Clinic states they accept patients as young as 9 years old for other treatments like puberty blockers, gender-affirming hormones, gender-affirming surgeries, brief mental health support, in partnership with the Autism Center. It's weird. Not good. And, man, all I'm saying is, this weaponization of medical stuff is it's getting pretty bad. I've seen it myself. I've been victim of it. I'm not a trans. Trust me, though. There is some crazy stuff going on in the medical field. So you got Republican Christine Drazan maintains strong poll numbers in Oregon. It's an Oregon governor's race, now leading. And see, I recently seen a mainstream article where she were like, oh yeah, Trump endorsed candidate actually had left to fend for herself as money dries up. And here's the deal, guys. We've seen campaigns won on just a shoestring budget because all they had to do was just get behind the people, and you had secure processes to get there. Does that make any sense, guys? You with me on that? But she'll be the first Republican to do this since the 1980s. Will she get any kind of recognition, even for her Republican counterparts? Like anybody that's already an established Republican, is anybody going to stand up for this woman if something happens and she gets in? This goes like it's kind of headed towards going to, as long as there's not some kind of weird spike in anomalies. No, it's weird, guys. That's our word for the day. This is weird news. That's what we're doing, all right? And I really appreciate everybody for sticking around. This is a good stuff. I really appreciate this hanging out with me. I really, really do. So here it is, quoted, and I want to see who said this. I'll give you, in the comment section, I want you to say who said this, and then we'll go to it. So I don't even know what that is. This is a Democrat senator. Well, I guess it gives it away. Dianne Feinstein. She aids preparing for her vote on stopgap funding bill. And the 89-year-old Democrat Dianne Feinstein's cognitive decline is so bad that she reportedly became angry with staffers who were trying to debrief her on stopgap funding bill. She says, slams her hands down and holds them up in the air and was like, ugh. She goes, I don't even know what that is, Feinstein said to her staffers on the stopgap funding bill. And the U.S. Senate on Thursday passed the stopgap funding bill. This is going to cost us, by the way. A 72-25 vote to avert a government shutdown. The bill, which has to clear both chambers to head Biden's desk for a signature before midnight Friday. We will fund the government through December 16th. The funding bill also includes $12.3 billion for Ukraine. What? Feinstein voted yay on the bill, even though she told her aides she had no idea what the stopgap funding bill is. She's just good to have. That's a good yes person right there. As they escorted her from the Senate subway to the elevators that whisk lawmakers to within steps of the chamber of the second floor, Feinstein aides try to explain the pending issue to the 80-year-old woman, and this is a vote containing resolution. Says, do you have any questions about it? It's a male staffer, said right before the Feinstein snapped at him. She then fished a slip of paper from her purse before stepping into the elevator, and then her handlers. Oh my gosh. Just whatever. Feinstein pushed back on the claims she is mentally unfit and she is very productive. I got a video, and I wish it's on my YouTube. I think it's still on my YouTube. It's way down in the YouTube's videos, but one of her colleagues, who's like 100 years old, completely runs all into somebody's vehicle in the parking lot. Runs all up the side of it, parks up and on the curb, gets out, shuts the door, and sets the alarm and walks away. Doesn't care. And her little dude that runs with her, her little minion guy, is looking. It's like, you know, hanging, you know, making sure she's you know, looked after. It's kind of weird. Got a little handler, I guess you will call it. But all in all, here we are. You got Trevor Noah from The Daily Show. He's out. I don't know what's the deal with that. Trevor Noah has announced that he is leaving The Daily Show. Noah has hosted the Comedy Central show for the last 7 years, taking over for Jon Stewart, who is a Nazi. And this host announced his departure on Thursday night's episode. What a journey it's been. Noah said the announcement, I realized after 7 years, my time is up. But in most beautiful way, honestly, I loved hosting this show. Of course, ratings have plummeted to nothing. And he says, particularly when the stories are shitty and the worst days are back. So anyways, we've laughed together, we've cried together, but 7 years, I feel like, yeah. So Noah added, I'm not disappearing. Don't worry. If I owe you money, I'll pay you. Of course, he's a funny dude, I guess, whatever. It came as a surprise to staff, is what it says here. We are grateful to Trevor Noah. Reason for his department or decision rally was or remains unclear. There's no telling, guys. He's in there. He's in that cult. He's in that cult, so you never know. Michigan House Budget Chair resigns, complains of reckless spending. The Michigan State budget has ballooned in recent years, and the state spending record $84.6 billion. This despite having a balanced budget amendment of 42% of the state budget comes from federal dollars. The Wolverine State's annual budget has already been passed, but the legislature is now considering supplements which spend extra money on top of the annual budget. Yesterday, House Appropriations Chairman Thomas Albert announced that he was resigning instead of spending any more money. He said, I don't want to be a part of this criminal organization anymore. I think he knows that somebody's on to all this stuff and somebody is watching from the back, and he wants to get out of it and lead a better life. He says, I'm tired of you. I don't want to be a criminal anymore. Since Albert's comments are unusual, open, and direct clash with the powerful House Speaker. Albert was upset with what he calls SOAR Fund. This fund is a crony capitalism where the state's funds are used to subsidize politically connected businesses to supposedly expand plants and increase employment, but those funds are not given out without any negotiation, accountability, or proper oversight. So they just, you know how they're taking money and sort of just washing it. You know what I'm talking about? From one hand to the next. The legislature approved nearly $1 billion more to fund this yesterday. He's like, no, I'm out. I'm done. Can't do it. Albert alluded to this resignation being prompted by needing someone more aligned with the direction of leadership, suggesting that he was forced out from this role. Every committee assignment and chairmanship in the Michigan House is chosen directly by the Republican Speaker of the House. Jason Wentworth, the Speaker, promptly chose Republican Party, representing Mary Whiteford as the replacement Appropriations Chair. And the legislative insiders note that the state has reported over $5 billion in unallocated funding, and that was more wasteful supplements are likely to come by the end of the year. And he's like, dude, this is not good. Somebody's going to get held accountable for that. Okay, there's like accountants and all that are supposed to be keeping up with this. So globalists are marching us relentlessly towards this nuclear Armageddon, exclusive with retired Colonel and former Virginia State Senator Richard Black. And this dude has an hour-long interview on Rumble. It's a pretty good video. I'm not going to play the whole hour-long thing, but he gets pretty in-depth. But he talks about Russia's response to Ukraine. Remember the U.S. reaction to the Cuban Missile Crisis? And this is so much right here, but he is completely on point with the fact that with the rhetoric of our side, not allowing peace talks to take place, to the point where Trump has to step in and say, hey guys, I will help. If you'll allow me to go over there, I can talk peace, because he knows Putin personally, and he can, maybe make something, come out of this a whole lot better. Of course, that was the day before that something happened to the Nord Stream pipeline. So go figure. Well, this rain's coming in pretty good, guys, from this storm that we're getting from Florida. God bless you guys down there in Florida. I'll get myself big. We'll get this out of the way. I don't want to send myself out with Thanking you guys so very much for tuning in and being so wonderful and so informative to other people, because you're spreading this content and you're helping to save America. I thank you guys so very, very much. I give you the just some fire thing. All right, guys. Have a great rest of the day, a beautiful weekend, and be safe out there, guys. God loves you.